Hey, beautiful. Karen Butler here. And I just want to jump on here and tell you how amazingly beautiful you are. You are absolutely amazing. Did you know that? Did you know how amazing you are? Well, let me tell you something else. Do you know that 98% of your thoughts are negative thoughts? 98% of them. If you don't believe me, check yourself out. Every time you say, I can do something pops in your head and tell you, nah, but wait a minute. Remember that time that you did such and such and it didn't quite work out? And then you say, yeah, but maybe I could do it. Nah, do you remember that time that you almost did that and that? That's the kind of talk that we do 98% of the time. 98. We got this. Do you understand how powerful, what a vibration your thoughts are? How powerful your thinking is? Have you ever sat back and thought about, I just really, really wish I could get me a diamond purse with studs on it. I really, really want a diamond purse with studs on it. And you're just fixated on it. You're just like, man, I just really want to. And all of a sudden you're in a store, you're not even thinking about it, and boom, the perfect diamond purse with studs on it. True manifestation starts with your thinking. So had you thought, man, I really want that diamond purse with them studs on it, but nah, probably won't never find that, or no, how am I don't know how I'm gonna pay for that. If that's the mentality you have, that mentality would keep you on a lower frequency all the time. All the time. This is the key to wholeness. This is one of the main keys to finding yourself and being whole within you. But how do you get there? That's the key. How do you get to that point in your life where you can just be happy? You can feel good. You can exude energy. How do you get to that? Do you know how? By going in. By taking off all those band-aids you've band-aided yourself up with, taking out all those stitches, all those situations that you didn't properly address, that's still holding weight and holding you down. 98% of our thoughts are negative. How did negative thoughts get in there? During this pandemic, you should be able to tell that one. Have you seen anything on your television other than death, other than demise, other than destruction, other than doomsday? That is the biggest immune killer in the world. The biggest. Turning that television off, going inside is priceless. Just taking time to yourself in a quiet room. In a quiet room. Just breathing. It starts with the breath. The breath is so important. It starts with the breath. And guys, if you want to know more about the breathing, if you want to know more about chakras, if you want to know more about how to really get in tune with source and spirit and just know, go over to my Facebook page. Look at the classes that you can take, and I will help you get there. I will help you get on that journey. But it's such a beautiful journey. It is such a beautiful journey. This is where weight loss starts. You can try any diet out there you want. Trust me, I've tried them all. Keto, I've tried Weight Watchers, I've tried juicing, I've tried Sun Foods, I've tried what was it? Low carb, that one. Guys, it's so many diets out here you can try. The thing of it is that, yeah, it'll work if you're disciplined enough to do them. But what about just living and having fun and not being disciplined enough to do them and just enjoy eating? I had to find a balance because I am the type of person, I am a foodie. I love eating, like maximally love eating. I just love it. So I had to find a diet that would allow me to lose weight, allow me to still enjoy good food and not be restricted, but was beneficial and healthy for me. And for me, that was going transitioning very slowly to vegetarian. And how I did that was I had never eaten pork in years. I have been off pork for years, but beef very rarely, but I did eat beef. So I completely cut the beef out. Did not miss that. And I remember one time I went back to eat some beef. One time I was at a restaurant. Someone ordered a steak and it looked so amazing. I was like, "Oh, I want a piece of that steak." Man, ordered me a whole steak. All I could taste was blood and disease. It was horrible. And guys, it was from like Stony River, one of those really big steakhouses. So that was my last thing with steak. And see, what I'm saying is that eventually your own taste will not want it anymore. So you don't have to force it on you. You don't have to force labels on you. I hate labels. I don't say I'm vegan or vegetarian. Man, just I'm eating. No, I don't want to eat that. No, I don't eat dairy. No, I'll prefer greens, beans, rice. I'm good. But why put pressure on yourself to say that you're a vegetarian? Man, just try to eat healthy. Just try. So for me, it was vegetarian. I cut the chicken out completely, almost. Chicken was the hardest. But every once in a while I wanted that one of those chicken wings. And the same thing that happened with the beef. I got the chicken. At first I was like, oh my God, it was the best chicken wing. So I would buy chicken wings out, but I would never bring chicken home to cook. I would just buy it out. And then it started tasting weird because I wouldn't eat out much. So it would be a long time before I had a wing. And then it started tasting like flesh and meat and blood. And so the chicken was gone, down to the fish, all the way down. And recently, because of COVID-19 and this virus and boosting our immunity, I completely cut dairy out, which was a total game changer. Guys, I didn't know how much dairy affects our system because I was thinking, well, I'm vegetarian. You do want to take it slow. You don't want to rush and cut out everything at one time because you're going to be miserable and you're going to backslide. Take it slow, one step at a time. Do not put all that pressure on you. But now it's time for me to cut out dairy. And I've been wanting to cut out dairy for a while, and I've done it. It is amazing. It is a game changer. That dairy causes mucus and arthritis. I totally came up off my arthritis medicine completely. I was on the maximum dose of diclofenac. Honey, I haven't had a diclofenac in almost 3 weeks. And it's so amazing when you cut that dairy loose. I'm almost convinced that's what's causing arthritis. And a lot of times these medications are only band-aiding. They're not going to the source of the problem. So for me, the vegetarian thing was amazing. And while doing that, it happened to bring my weight down. I happened to lose over 100 pounds being a vegetarian. I ate bread still. I ate rice still. Because I felt like if I'm going to eat a vegetable burger, the best part of that burger is the bun. I say this in my cooking videos. I have my bread. I have my rice. Yes, I love jasmine rice. I've got to have it at least once a week. But other than that, I'll get the wild rice. But the jasmine rice is my favorite. So why am I going to deny myself the jasmine rice? I just know that I don't eat a lot of it, just a little. And if you never had jasmine rice before, oh my God, the fragrance. And one of the things about being a vegetarian that I really, really love, guys, is that you will become a super, super good cook. And the biggest part of being a vegetarian is your herbs and your spices. Your herbs, your spices give your food flavor. Your herbs and your spices put medicinal properties along with the vegetables. It's a win-win. So you've got to know how to season food really, really good, and you've got to know how to substitute certain things with things. I substitute beans a lot. Whenever there's ground beef, most of the times I use black beans. Sometimes I get the granules from the store, and that's a great place to start. Start there. Some people tell you, no, don't mess with that. That's got soy in it. Start there if that's your starting point. If you still want meals that simulate ground beef, if you still want meals that simulate real hamburgers, start with the foods that are in frozen section that are vegetarian foods, like the soy burgers and all that. Start with that. And then work your way on up where you're making your own burgers. Like I make my own burgers. I make Don't get me wrong. I'll keep some of those patties in there for those quick moments. I got to go somewhere and I need to grab a quick bite to eat. I got stuff in the freezer because as a vegetarian, it's really hard to do that. You want to grab something to go, but being healthy, you got to cut, you got to chop something up. So you will learn to keep stuff chopped up in your refrigerator already ready so you can sprinkle, press, pour, and go. So guys, I just wanted to run that by you. Live your best life. Keep those negative thoughts out of your head. Always think positive of yourself and see yourself finishing something. If you have a goal, just vision yourself already at the end of the goal. And everything else will take you there. Vision yourself already at the end of the goal, spending the money, doing whatever you're going to do at that particular goal, having a great time at it. And then everything else will fall in place. Oh, and one more secret of the universe. This is a good one. Guys, you need to write this down. Write this one down. This is the secret of the universe. A tip, my ancestors are dancing. I see them dancing because I'm about to tell you this. They are dancing and so happy. Guys, listen up. The ancient ones told me to tell you. Straight up. Your process is not to work to find peace. Your process is to find peace, to know what you need to work. The ancient ones, they told me to deliver that message to you. So peace is first. So you got to find peace within yourself first before you can do anything. How are you going to be anything to anybody if you haven't found peace within yourself? How are you going to be a wife? How? How are you going to be a boss chick business owner when you are dysfunctional and really messed up inside? You can't. That is the key to finding wholeness. Wholeness is the key to all the other doors in the universe. It opens up everything. But you got to go in first. And the first step is with you. And the very first thing is peace. You got to stop the madness. You got to cut everything else. You got to be courageous enough. And you got to be believable enough. And when I say believable enough, you got to know that your people got your back. You got to know your ancestors are there for you, baby. You got to know them ancient ones got your back. You got to know it without a doubt. And when you do that, and when you start finding peace, your peace first, because that's the first step they told me to tell you to take. The ancient ones, that's the first one. They're not going to move until you do that. They're not moving for you until you do that. They're not moving for you all, Herbert. Ooh, they can't stand all that. All that rushing, clocking, you don't have time for self. You don't have time to think. You don't have time to understand. You don't have time to look at the birds. You don't have to have time to see the sun or the moon or what phase the moon is in. You don't have time for any of that. You don't have time to see the glorious butterflies anymore. You don't have time to see the deers. You don't have time for volcanoes, lakes, oceans, and seas. Because you're cooped up in your house on a computer all day and you let the TV program you, haven't had vitamin D. This is why it's another pandemic, a vitamin D pandemic. There's a shortage on vitamin D because you don't go outside. You do not enjoy life anymore. You got to go in to come out, baby. Got to go in to come out. I am out of here. I just want you to tune in. Tune into nature. Tune into yourself and do the things that make you feel good. We're so much to so many other things. We're wives, we're mothers, we're sisters, we're bosses, we're co-workers, we're spiritual workers, we're healers, we're Reiki workers. We're so much to so many other people. We're intuitives. But what are you doing for you? Are you taking that time? Are you taking spiritual baths? Are you taking long soaking baths and just connecting with source and just releasing all of that energy that you carried all day? Are you doing that? Because if you're not, that's why you can't be the woman that you really, really want to be for your husband. You can't be that woman. You can't be her. You're exhausted. You're tired. You're just done. You're just on a rat race, round and round. I've been on there. I know. I've been on that rat race for a long time. Until one day I was like, you know what? I'm getting off this baby right here. And I've got to go in to come out. And when I went in and I came out, I just want to say beautiful things is waiting on the other side. Guys, have a wonderful day. Stay safe. I love you. Love on yourself too. Kiss yourself in the mirror like this. Kiss yourself in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful, how amazing, how spectacular you are. Because you are. I love you. Have a wonderful day and stay plantastic.